Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Neil. If you've not been here before, please do not forget to subscribe before you leave so my future content shows up in your feed. Let's talk about Namm 2023. Right guys, so first of all, I'm just going to update you on a few new things that I've seen over the last couple of days that I think are pretty cool, and some things that are pretty shocking. But also, I want to talk about why Namm 2023 is so small. Basically, it's a hell of a massive expense to get all your gear over to Namm every year, and to first of all rent the booth, but then on top of that get all the gear there, the travel costs and everything. You know, some brands have just opted not to be there, Fender being one of them. Also, a lot of brands don't think it's worthwhile because they haven't brought out too many new products, and the reason for that is, unfortunately, as much as I hate to say this because I get sick of hearing it myself, it's all due to COVID. The pandemic was a nightmare and production got way behind. Obviously nobody knew the pandemic was going to happen, so before the pandemic did happen, they released loads of new guitars like they would every year, but unfortunately the guitar factories can't make them. You know, I'm still waiting for the guitar now to arrive over here in the UK that I ordered 16 months ago. That is the reality of it. There is a genuine guitar shortage. The Indonesian factory, or the Cork factory as some call it, seems to be the factory that is not suffering as much as others. So there have been quite a lot of Indonesian guitars still produced. Solar and Chapman guitars have produced new models and have got them out pretty quick, but they are all made in Indonesia. South Korea, the South Korean factory, which is my favourite factory, or one of my favourite factories, that one seems to be struggling quite a lot to get out guitars, which is why a lot of your Korean guitars that retail around the £1,000, $1,000 mark have now started being made in Indonesia. So I just thought I'd fill you guys in on why Namm is a lot smaller this year. And now we're going to talk about some things that I've seen on the newsfeed that are new out at Namm. First of all, I want to talk about Dean guitars because I wasn't expecting Dean guitars to release anything. With the lawsuit from Gibson that hit them pretty hard, and then this whole Dimebag situation that's going on with Dimebag's family also taking him to court, you know, I was actually more expecting it to be the death of Dean. You know, Dean guitars have died a couple of times in the past and then come back. I used to really love Dean guitars and I used to play them a hell of a lot, and I had a really good relationship with Dean UK over here. You know, it would be very sad to see the back of Dean guitars, that's for sure, but I was not expecting them to release too much. I did think, if you take into account all the COVID things and everything, I did think that last year was a real strong release from Dean. They put out a lot of satin black guitars, which I think appeals to Dean users, you know, the metal guys that use Dean guitars. And I think it looked really cool. I think it was a real strong year for Dean. And I even said that in a video, but obviously we didn't expect all this other stuff to happen, the lawsuits and everything to go the way they did probably. Anyhow, while we're on the subject of Dean, Kerry King has released a new signature guitar. Unfortunately, it retails at about $6,500, which is absolutely insane. I just think that it's not realistic, it's unaffordable. I don't know what's going on. It's ugly, I hate it. I honestly have to say that I hate that guitar. It just kind of looked like a BC Rich Warlock gone wrong to my eyes, but I just don't like the look of it. I don't like anything about it. Kerry King is not a touring artist anymore, I don't think, since Slayer stopped touring. I don't think he's doing anything, so I don't know. It's a bit weird, but they released it anyway, and it's 6,500 quid just about, or the best part of it. And yeah, I don't know anyone that can afford that, you know, Slayer fans. I don't know many Slayer fans that have that kind of money just lying about. I'm pretty sure there are some guys around, you know, millionaires or something that can afford a guitar like that, but most normal people can't, so it seems a bit of an odd one, that one. But again, it is nice to see Dean actually there. Let's talk about Engl amplification. I've not seen properly the Engl booth yet, but what they've done is Engl have taken a lot of amps with different Tolex on. I saw this one on Engl's Instagram. It looks really cool. It kind of looks like a Mustang, you know, this the way they've done the Tolex and everything with the stripes down it. I think it looks absolutely great. I love Engl amps anyway, especially the newer ones with all the black face plates. I think the older ones with the silver mirrored face plates on sounded great, but they were a bit too compressed. I don't know whether Engl changed the transformers or something, but the new ones seem to have a lot more clout to them, a lot more kick and a lot more punch. But yeah, Engl do this thing where when you order an Engl, if you want, you can pay extra and get it in a custom Tolex and get it to look exactly how you like. I think that's cool. And I think that's what Engl are trying to push at Namm, and that's why they've taken all these different stacks in different colours to show you guys what you can do. So that's all on Engl for now. I'm sure there will be more once more information comes through about what's going on their booth. Let's talk about Chapman guitars. So Chapman guitars have released a new guitar, looks like it's called the Pegasus. It's purple, glittery purple, looks absolutely fantastic. The guys from Steel Panther were demoing it and Rob Chapman went live. That's nice, I like it, it looks great. I really like the cutaways on it. But what I did notice in the background is the Chapman ghost frets hung up in the background. There was a blue one, there was a green one, and it was really nice to see the return of the ghost fret, because that is a guitar that I genuinely love, and I think, you know, it looks great. I want to get one on the channel. If I'm honest, I'm going to ask Chapman Guitars if I can get hold of one, even if it's just a loan guitar, just to check it out and demo it for you guys, because I'm really interested in that guitar. The next thing I want to talk about is Beer. Well, we're talking about Chapman Guitars. Obviously, Beer left Chapman Guitars and nobody really knew where he was going. I thought he was going to go to Stromberg and that type of thing, because he was demoing a lot of those guitars on his channel and on his social media. But it appears he's now gone to Ernie Ball, and it looks like he's got a new signature model out with Ernie Ball. Ernie Ball make really great guitars, really great playing guitars, but they are also very expensive. But yeah, nice one, Beer. Good luck with that and everything. I'll put a picture on the screen if it's not already on there of Beer with the guys from Ernie Ball and also the Ernie Ball guitar. Something that I am absolutely, totally excited about is my friends at Driftwood Amplification have released a new Purple Nightmare. It's called the Purple Nightmare Signature. I don't know anything about it. I don't know what this means. All I know is that it's a newly voiced amplifier from Driftwood, and I can't wait to hear it. Really excited about that. Hope I can get my hands on a loan one for you guys on the channel so I can jam on it for a few weeks. But yeah, you guys know that I love Driftwood amps, so yeah, that's one that I'm really excited about. So let's talk about ESP guitars. James Hetfield has two new signature models. We've seen one of them before. It's the camo one. He's got two new signature models out. There's been a picture of them, and that's just about it. That's the only thing I've seen of them. I'll put that picture on the screen for you guys now who love James Hetfield or are Metallica fans. I did put a little TikTok video together that I will put on the end of this video that shows you some other new ESP models that are coming out. I'll also steal some pictures from Jamie Slayers, because he got hold of some new pictures that he put on his Instagram of some new ESP models that are coming out in 2023 as well. So thanks, Jamie, for letting me steal those, even though I actually didn't ask first. So let's move on to Ibanez guitars. So Joe Satriani has a new guitar out. I'll put a screenshot on, as always. And also Steve Vai has a new signature model out as well. The Joe Satriani one is typical of Joe Satriani. You know, he's different paint jobs, you know, same guitar, same old, you know. But I do love Joe Satriani. I'm a big fan of his, so I'm always interested in what he's doing. I did used to own a Joe Satriani signature guitar. I really loved the body. The trem on that particular guitar was not great, but the neck was like a Strat. It was too much of a handful for me. I expected an Ibanez neck, and I ordered it, and when it came and it was like an old Strat neck, I wasn't best pleased, to be honest. But I kept it for a couple of years, but then ended up just selling it. So I lost a ton of money on the Joe Satriani model. So not a fan of the guitars, but love the guy himself and love his music. So let's talk about Steve Vai's new Pia. It's a 7-string, and he's gone back to his old swirl designs from Passion and Warfare days. I absolutely love swirled guitars, so I'm a big fan of this. It looks more like a plasma explosion to me than a swirl, but I do really love it. I do really love Ibanez RGs, which obviously the Steve Vai models, the gems, are based off. But these guitars, what we are talking about here from Ibanez, cost a hell of a lot of money. Like, they're well over, I think they're over 10 grand, these guitars, you know. A lot of brands now seem to be putting out super expensive limited run guitars where you can get like 5 of them, you know. There's 5 released and they cost an absolute extortionate amount, and they're made in the US. And I think they're doing this to make money, because they're losing out money because of the factories, which I discussed previously, can't churn out their usual production models. So they're having to churn out these really expensive kind of one-off guitars, hoping that somebody with tons of money goes and buys one, and then that covers probably selling hundreds of their other models that they would have come off the normal production lines. So I think that's what's behind it. Gibson have become renowned for it over the last 2 years. Ibanez have got these two, obviously Dean guitars as well. They've started doing it, and I just think it's the fastest way of making money, you know, for the big brands, to cover the losses of not moving as many production guitars. So let's talk about Schecter guitars. Obviously, I have a vested interest in Schecter guitars because you know, I know the guys at Schecter UK and they send me guitars to demo. There's a new one on its way soon. Not sure when that's going to arrive. They've been tied up with guitar shows. But there is the California Classics. Now, they don't appeal to me really. They're not my type of guitar, but they do look beautiful. And these guitars are made in Japan, so they will play like an absolute dream. And you'd expect them to be perfect because that's what the Japanese do and that's what they are extremely good at. I've not seen anything else from Schecter as of yet, but I will do some more videos over the course of the next few days. Last but not least, let's talk about Ashdown amps. You're probably wondering why the hell I'm mentioning Ashdown. I didn't even know they were a thing anymore. I didn't know they were still making amps at all. But they've coupled up, they've teamed up with 2 Notes Audio, and they have some new 2 Notes wizardry going on in their new 30-watt amplifier. I only have a picture of it, obviously. I'll put it on the screen for you guys right now. Let me know what you think of all the things that I've mentioned in this video. Please stay tuned to the end because I'm going to whiz through that TikTok video on the end of the video where you can see some new ESPs for 2023. Thanks very much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe. There's plenty more demos coming later on in the year, and something super exciting that I can't talk about yet is going to happen later on in the year. I'm going to be keeping you guys updated with all the guitars that I see from all the brands. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all soon.